Welcome back. We're up in Big John's backyard fishing. Today is an experiment. The last time I was here, it was overcast, rainy. The water was flowing real strong from this lake into the river. Fish were on fire, and I caught about 10 bass within probably about an hour span, but I caught like 5 of them within about a 10-minute span. So I'm gonna take you back to that same spot and show you, what happens on these nice days. Clear blue skies, no wind blowing, not much current. So then it's harder to figure out exactly where the fish are setting up. But let's see. We're gonna go over here and see what we can do. See if any fish is still hanging in that area. But I just want to show you that beautiful days that look like good days for fishing aren't always that great. Find yourself being, frustrated a lot of times because you can't seem to catch anything that day. Well, welcome to backyard fishing. You got to figure out how to get them to hit on days when they're not hitting. Now the fish still be there, but that feedback ain't on. So they see your stuff, they ain't excited about it, so they don't fool with it. And I get to see that quite a bit fishing from shore. Generally on a boat, you can kind of go to them and, find places where there's good current or good flow and you can get around. On the shore, you are relegated to what's happening on the shore that particular day. So don't get frustrated just because you can't seem to catch that particular day. Just know where you are, know your environment, and try to fish appropriately or according to the environment that you're in. Now here we are, same spot. The water has calmed down. I wonder if my lure is still stuck, as I could go get it today. I can see in the water, and a little messier now that the storms have stopped. We're gonna start with this little robo worm on my carbon light reel and my Shimano Nasi, or however you say that reel, which has got the smoothest drag you ever want to feel. All right, same area I was fishing in. Water was a lot higher, current was coming through strong. Now look how gentle it is. Nice, quiet, calm. The grass is sticking up even more. Well, uh-oh, big old black snake. yo, big old black snake. And y'all see him just, now it's a constrictor, so he's not poisonous, but dang, how you gonna roll up on me like that? I feel like I'm Adam in the garden, and here come the serpent trying to trick me. That's a big one too, man. I hope y'all can see it. I'll fool with him a little bit. Try to get him away a little bit faster. I don't want to make him mad and come back toward me though. Now imagine these things, according to the word of God, used to have legs and was on 2 feet or 4 feet. They used to have legs and stuff. And because they messed up us in the garden, they got to crawl on their bellies for the rest of their lives. Well, I'm not going to fool with them. I'm going to come here to do some fishing, but thank the Lord, because if I'd have been sitting there talking and he'd have came slithering through my legs, this might have been on a blooper reel. All right, here we go. Same day. Let's see what's hanging around. Same day. Let's see what's hanging around. Let it hit the bottom. Slowly hop it. Drag it. Now remember, this same spot, we grabbed about 5 fish in less than 5 to 10 minutes, back to back. So far, no hit, no bite on this nice, clear, bluebird sky, sunny day, low water flow, which means the bait fish ain't necessarily gathered right there. And I haven't got a bite yet. Put it out a little bit further, right in the middle of where the small current is. Try to mimic a bait fish. Stuck in grass. Let it go all the way to the bottom. Sit. Keep my eye out for other snakes. Interesting. And if I was home and I look outside and say, it's a beautiful day, let's go fishing. And I'm fishing this beautiful weather and this beautiful day, and yet I don't have no bites yet. I'm letting it sit right in the same areas where it was sitting. Does not appear to be the same concentration of fish around here. Why? Because the meal ain't so easy today. The current is not strong enough to push all the bait fish this way and down this particular river. Remember, this was up high. That tree was barely showing, and that water was rushing in from out here, and you could see the current coming in, and that current was pushing nothing but, bait fish, and these bass would sit up on an ambush point here, ready to get an easy meal. Now that the conditions are different, even though it's a better day outside, I'm not getting nothing. I'm not getting a hit, a nibble. And that's why I said, it may seem like it's a bad day, but rainy days and overcast and cloudy days, I'll take them any day of the week when I want to fish. These kind of days right here can be tough. And I got to pick up. Yeah, something small nibbling. See? There wasn't nothing this small nibbling. They was taking it, hitting it. I am right dead on the same corner, y'all. Let's throw it to the other side. Remember I said let's go to the other side, and they over there too. And they were. Let's cast to that side and see if anything is still sitting on that wall. So far, I'm not getting anything. Now, and I know it's still some fish around there, but they're just not as active. I'm looking for one that's willing to bite. It's just sitting there, and I wiggle it a little bit. There's a pickup, a run. Got him. He came off. Why? Because I'm going through all that stuff. That fish was on. Coming through all that. So, look, my worm, oh man, the worm is there. I had the pickup though, but you got to bring him through all the gook. So one or two things happened. Either he was small and just barely had it, or I didn't stick him good enough. And as he came through all the thick grass, he used it as leverage to get himself off. Let's try it again. Generally, when you don't stick them good, they'll bite again. And this time we let them run a little bit longer, but I got to be careful because I don't want it down their throat. Because I'm not going to be able to keep them because they're not in season right now. And what you don't want to do is injure the fish. So you don't want to wait too long to set the hook. Now I should still be dropping in a zone where there's some fish because I'm right in the center of this current, which is flowing over this wall. So there's a break in that. And the fish can just be waiting right there for bait fish to come in, and they just swoop them up. But as you can see, I'm not getting no love in this spot. Same spot that just 3 days ago was on fire. All because the weather was jacked up, which is normally the time when most people stay in the house. And I'm trying to tell you, don't stay in the house. Get you some rain gear. Come on out. Find the spots where you believe they're going to be at and go do you some fishing. All right, this is not producing, so let's go out a little bit further. So far my experiment is working just the way I thought it would. And I'm showing you this because I don't want you to get frustrated just because the same hole you was in a day or two ago was catching fish. It wasn't as much as the hole as it was the conditions for that day, which played into favor for fishing this particular spot. Don't think you're going to strike lightning twice in the same place and the conditions are not quite the same. And that's how life works as well too. You think just because you're successful on one day, that every day you go out and do the same thing, you're going to be successful. That's ludicrous. Every day we got to change things up. You know, you got to keep adjusting on the fly. Things are not always going to work the way you want them to work. Okay, well, if you know that, then you know that when things don't go in your direction, don't get frustrated and don't get discouraged. You know, if what you're doing is not working, switch and try something else until you find the one thing that begins to work for you. So far, this right here is not working. Now, this lure is not working. So we can do one or two things. We can move to a different location, try to find success, or we can switch up our lures and see if they want something else today. Especially since the conditions aren't ideal for fishing, even though it's a beautiful day. So I'll be back in a minute. I'm gonna switch up some lures. Always remember though, keep the Lord first and keep your lines tight. God bless. And so far my assessment will be that this is not a good day to be out here fishing right now. So I can either keep fishing and be frustrated the whole day, Or I can realize that the conditions are not right. I've got to get up a little early in the morning and get here, which, you know, around 6 o'clock, right before the sun comes up. Or I can come later in the day as the sun goes down. Or I can walk around this place and find some cover. And usually, that's where some fish will be. Then the other part is still trying to get them to hit. But nobody has attacked the Cheeto. So we're gonna reel this in and we're gonna switch up again. And I'm trying to do it all from this spot because this is the spot that was so successful for me, like I said just a few days ago. Be back in a second. All right, so before I get out of here, I'm gonna cross to the other side. I see a little bit of shaded cover over there. I'll try that area real quick. I had a hit, but nothing took it. Got him. Hope he didn't get too deep because he didn't move with it at all. He stayed right where he was. Yeah, I got him on the lip, so we good. All right, so we finally got something to hit on this curly tail, dragging it through the grass. Like I said, you know they're there. It's just a matter of what they want, but it's nothing like the day prior, and that's what I'm trying to show. He hooked right where he's supposed to be hooked. He can go through all the grass he wants. He ain't coming off. And there you have it. He's a little one. Nonetheless, our perseverance gave us a fish. So let me go to this other side. And we're not gonna spend much time. Try to hit some of these shaded areas from afar first, while I move a little bit closer. And then when the sun comes up, they will hang and hide and cover. They don't want the sun in their eyes. There's a hit. Like you're running with. So one was in the shade. Here's number 2. Once again, hook where he's supposed to be hooked. Now a little grass with him. Right in the nose. To the side, but he ain't going nowhere. Coming out. Another little one. Thank you, Mr. Fish. So now we moved from a place that was hot for us, and now we're trying to find targeted areas with cover, with shade, where these fish are out of the sun, hiding, you know, in an ambush spot, waiting for some prey to come by. So what we'll do is we'll move to the end there and get a little more shaded area, and see real quick if some more hit and then get out of here. Hey guys, always remember, subscribe, leave your comments, tell me what you like, what you don't like. On my YouTube channel, my Facebook page, go over there, like the page, leave your comments. Rev Big John's Backyard Fishing. Hey, always remember, keep the Lord first and keep the lines tight. God bless. We'll see you next time on the water. I hope, if anything though, what you got to learn today is that you can fish the same spot with different conditions and have different results. Keep a mental note of what you did that made yourself successful and what happened when you were unsuccessful. Note that and try to mimic your fishing days with that. On days like today, find the location, find the shade, find the cover, and then just keep pitching colors or different things until you can find that strike that you want. All right, so we out of here. No, I'm really gone this time. We out of here. God bless. If you're still here, so am I. I'm trying to figure out what that was that they hit me earlier before I cut off. I wanted to bring another one with me. A little bit bigger, the biggest one of the day for me. So that's 3 on the day. It's always good. Thank you, Mr. Fish. Appreciate you. So the curly tail did work, and it did bring in some fish finally, but it was tougher. All right, I thought you was gone. I guess you like Reverend Big John, huh? Well, I like you too. See y'all later. God bless.